preula.
Meu Deus, não tava gravando, que ódio.
Não.
Que ódio, eu perdi muito tempo da missão. Acho que meu parte. Foi mal, chat. Pra quem quiser ver o começo da missão, ver no YouTube, algo assim, nossa, eu tô com muita raiva de não ter gravado o início, velho. Nossa, eu tô com muita raiva. Mas ok. Eu fui ver que eu não tava gravando, velho. Que inferno. Ué, que opção é essa então no OBS, velho? Que não é gravar? Iniciar a câmera virtual. Não acredito que era isso. Eu não acredito que era isso. Eu vou tirar essa opção do OBS. Porque eu não vou usar pra nada. Eu não acredito.
That should mean we're safe from that power-hungry soul snatcher for now, right?
Imortal.
Yes, well, I didn't bring you here just to show you around. In the outside world, the traveler could be attacked at any moment. But coming here has bought us quite a bit of time.
Nossa, que ódio, viu?
We just need to figure out how to investigate that place you saw. The one full of fog. Both your description and the abyssal disturbance I felt point to that space having some connection to the abyss. It could even be a domain similar to this one.
Preula.
Who stole that fragment of your soul is hiding.
Não é aqui, deixa eu botar a vanilla de novo.
Is a chaotic and turbulent place. If we want to pinpoint their location, we need to see what that space looks like without the fog. Abyssal power can grant a special form of sight. Have you ever wielded abyssal power before? Okay. Do you plan to learn? That tracks. All the information you have suggests the abyss is something sinister, and that abyssal power is a wild and dangerous force that always spells disaster.
And you're saying that's not true?
Depends on your perspective. Floods and hurricanes take countless lives too. But if one day you gain the power to control them, what was once a calamity is now just another tool in your arsenal. I'll respect your opinion, though. Just means we have to turn to the second best option. A little abyss crystal that contains my power. Wear it on your head, and we'll be able to perform dream mirroring when we fall asleep.
Dream mirroring?
It means
lembrei. Ainda tá aparecendo o bagulho aqui.
Everything this.
Tirar esses
Since you
pontinhos que vai
haven't
encher
studied
muito
the
meu
art
saco.
of using abyssal power with dream mirroring, every time you slip into a
Settings.
deep sleep.
Display não.
It sounds so
Tough to say.
Pronto,
This is
agora
an
eu consegui
unprecedented
arrumar meus
situation
Pokémon
for me
agora.
to play it safe.
Wait, you're gonna teach? Does that mean the next time we see Child, we...
Do as you want.
Jogador
For
carnal
my
pra
part,
manter
I don't see you as my
maçã.
disciples. You're already a pretty good fighter. All I'm planning to do is build on your current
Não, não
skills
é aqui.
and train you for the specific scenarios that I think we might face. But that's enough talk. If you're ready to do this, then come with me. Time might be more lenient here, but that's no excuse to waste it.
Oh, she moves fast. Paimon can hardly keep up with her. So, special training, huh? Kind of a rare opportunity. With your skills, there's not a lot of people. The last time something like this happened was probably anti-Raiden Shogun training, right? Oh, feels like a lifetime ago. Skirk seems pretty strong too, though. Remember how she said that the all-devouring narwhal was just her master's pet?
Tá porra, que transição da hora.
Mano, por que os Pokémon não querem aparecer pra mim agora?
É, você deve ter desativado os Pokémon. Ah, você ativou a textura?
Pode ser isso também, né?
Não, pera, tipo, tava aparecendo
Your
antes?
training will be split into 3
Não.
stages.
Ah, tá. Então você tem que
Testing
ativar a
the
textura mesmo.
blade work,
Ativar a
elemental
textura isso aí.
abilities, and reasoning skills. We'll start with blade work.
Tá, porra, quanta
You're
textura.
no
Ativa
rookie in
tudo?
this area,
Uhum.
so I won't bore you with the basics.
Preula.
During your long journey, you've no doubt sparred with a lot of talented sword fighters. Consciously or not, you will have picked up all kinds of techniques from them.
You bet. There's Kaya, Master Jean, Kuching. Oh, and Kazuha, Ayaka. Yeah, we've met sword masters like you in every nation we've been through. You sparred with a bunch of them too, right? Nice to know it's all gonna come in handy.
Se você apertar J depois de colocar as texturas, vai aparecer um menuzinho de música pra você colocar as músicas do mod.
Ah, isso aí eu sei, o modpack. As músicas de Pokémon parece todas, é muito daorinha.
Eu só não sei um jeito de colocar essa pra tocar sozinha, eu não sei como é que faz isso. Você sabe?
Pra mim simplesmente tocava uma atrás da outra, eu não tinha configurado nada.
Não, tipo, porque tipo, depois que uma acaba, fica sem tocar por uns 30 minutos, tá ligado? Eu queria que tocasse direto, tá ligado? Uma música acaba, começa a tocar outra, tá ligado?
You need to do some introspection. Take a good, hard look at your past experiences and figure out which parts of what you've learned are just techniques and which parts can be used to form your own system of blade work. Only then will you get the full utility out
O
of
meu
all your thoughts and
normalmente deve estar no
observations along
C.
the way.
Ou no N. Eu deixo o meu no N.
Strike you deliver make perfect sense.
O apartamento tá dando minimapa.
Is that it?
Vai ter que ver todos os controles lá.
You were
Vai
gonna
ter que mexer os
teach him some
controles
cool
tudo.
new moves. Like when you went swoosh and opened a tunnel to
Agora
another
está
place.
aparecendo radar, entidade,
One day, you'll
display,
reach a new level
sim.
of power
Só que eu
where
quero
you
esconder. Ah,
realize
tem uns
that even
Pokémon que não
that's
tem
as
nome,
basic
então
a
não tem
trick as
como.
any other. But right now, our sword styles are so wildly different that teaching you mere techniques is
Radar,
pointless.
telefone.
There are no shortcuts in the pursuit of power. Failure is your best teacher,
Tá bom.
and rigor is your
Ah,
coursework.
eu não recomendo você esconder as bolinhas amarelas.
Time to make a start.
Eu não vou esconder não.
Train until
Ela
you're
é
satisfied with
Pokémon
yourself.
que não tem display, aí eu deixo o nick.
É,
Tá
é Pokémon que não,
pra isso já.
é Pokémon que não tá na textura, tá ligado?
Eu sei. Aí eu provavelmente deixo até o nome deles ali pra saber qual é o Pokémon que tá ali. Fica melhor, bem melhor. Um Vulpix. Tá, tô configuradinho. Esse controle. Detalhes.
900?
This is making Paimon's head spin. Hang in there, traveler!
E aí, monitor? Foi o seu OBS não, foi o monitor. Mega Showdown, Mega... Ah, tem como evoluir agora fora da batalha? Nem...
Mega Evoluir? Sim, tem como, pô.
Fora da batalha, na...
Não, e tem uma animaçãozinha pra evoluir ainda. Não, mas tinha como Mega Evoluir fora da batalha, isso antes já, tá ligado? Só que...
Era bugado.
Não, só que tipo, não tinha animação. Agora tem. Tipo, você tinha que clicar com o botão direito do Pokémon. Agora não, agora só de você apertar V ele evolui. É muito foda. Não, V, porque o meu V, né? Eu falei V porque o meu é V. Não sei o seu.
Nossa, eu tô literalmente definindo tudo do meu Pokémon. Não, esse aqui é Staff, cadê o Cobomon? Ué, mano, achando que o Cobomon tá aqui não. Não tá aparecendo pra eu selecionar Pokémon?
Oxe. Não, vê os controles, pô.
Tô olhando os controles aqui. Esconder posição, soltar Pokémon é o R, subir.
O nome dele nos controles tá como pé da mão. Ah tá, não é?
Tem algum bicho aqui que tá no M que tá atrapalhando eu e não tá abrindo. N, Open World. Não, você não joga. Agora foi. Aldeia? Nem pra ter pallet aqui, mano. Tem a cidade de pallet também. Não tem.
Tem sim, eu coloquei um datapack que eu colocava, mas tem que achar.
Não, você começa com os inicial de pallet. Você começa com Eevee, um Pikachu ou um Pichu.
Eu coloquei isso também. Não. Ah, esse eu não consegui colocar não. Tentei colocar do Eevee e o Pikachu, mas não consegui não.
A coisa que eu sei é que eu vou fazer o Ash Green Ninja, mas quero saber ninguém nem sabe. Não, Luthier. É bom demais que tem um Luthier.
Consider a moment of true mastery that you've witnessed in another person and ask yourself, what lies beneath the surface? What's their guiding philosophy? Now take that and practice it right away with speed, skill, and strength. Oh,
Step on up! Dance with the waves!
Boa, que casa michuruca, hein? Tem uma casa com tanto pouco loot, guys.
Stay in that frame of mind as you keep up the fight. Get rid of all redundant movements. Imagine your sword is an extension of your own body.
It was on a deserted moonlit night that the hero approached the vile dragon's limpid lair. Ring cutter! Feathers fleeting wet. The white heron treads water. A sight without flaw. Master of Inazuma Kamisato art
O R é
Taijutsu.
pro shader. Ó, passarinho. Por que você tá com efeito?
Awesome! Paimon knew you could do it!
How do you feel?
Oxi, tá bom, né?
As you should be.
Oh, caraca, você foi um Pidgeotto, mano.
Well, Paimon's at a
Última evolução ou é um Pidgeot? Agora eu não sei.
Não faço ideia também.
Nem ferrando que é um Pidgeotto na última evolução. É um Pidgeotto mesmo.
Caralho.
Sometimes you have to practice a single movement 1,000,000, maybe 10,000,000
Cara, eu vou
times.
tacar. Eu tenho 14 Pokébola, mano. Eu vou encher ele de Pokébola. Não tem como eu matar esse bicho que leva pro ele. Eu vou 30.
The most important
Nem se eu
thing
quisesse.
is to remain patient.
Ah, tem os loot de Pokébola também. Da hora, gente. Pô, tá falando que tem um loot de Pokébola bem aqui, mas cadê esse loot? Tem TV aí, mano. Rapaz. Oxi.
E ele foi sair.
Em cima dele. Tem um loot de Pokébola aqui, mas cadê esse trem? Eu tô abaixo ou acima dele? Tá pra baixo, mano. Não. Não sou tão louco nesse nível também. Loot de Pokébola. Tá, mano, loot de Pokébola dentro de uma ametista, que isso? Porra. Nem sei o que eu peguei ainda.
Skirk, why are you skipping classes again? We've talked about this.
Loot de Pokébola do lado de
He's a
fora.
crabby
Caraca,
old man.
literalmente.
And he's a boring old man. I don't like going to his classes.
Excuse me. You shouldn't talk about your teacher like that. It's very disrespectful.
All right, let's not get into a big fight about this. Skirk's learned what she needs. There's no point forcing her to sit through more classes if she doesn't want to be there. But I'd still love to hear about what you got up to yesterday. Why don't you tell your dad all about it?
I went diving and I saw this huge fish. I never knew they could get that big. It looked kind of dumb though with that stupid big fat head. I tried to shake its fin, but it just spat water at me. Oh, and today I'm gonna go to that prairie up north. There's supposed to be this giant bird there that can spit fire. I bet if I climbed on its back, it could fly me all the way to the stars.
Then I suppose your old dad should get one as a pet too. Otherwise, how are you gonna hear me call you for dinner up there in the stars?
When it's time to eat, I'll come back on my own, Zilly.
Porra, tá muito anyway, caraca, mano, os bichos aqui tá grande, hein? E uns bichos pequenos também.
Wait, put on a coat at least. You'll catch a cold.
Nossa, já sei.
You, young lady. You spoil that child.
Porra, você é grande, meu filho, parece bloco.
Ever since that merchant ship arrived, she practically lives outside. Always going on about exploring the beyond one day. Whatever.
Ah, let the kid do what makes her happy. Besides, we both know you're all bark and no bite. Come on, our little adventurer is gonna be hungry when she gets back. Let's get started on dinner.
Consegue usar habilidade fora de batalha? Eita, nós.
The stars shimmer high above.
Do nada começou a tocar música.
É, como eu disse, do nada. Eu queria deixar tipo o tempo todo.
The universe is fascinating. If only I could meet some other people like me. I'm sick of being a kid. There's so many amazing things out there. But for now, I'm starving.
Don't let a single one of them get away!
No, please, spare the children! Stay back!
They're coming!
Run! Help!
Eliminate the threat.
Take them down!
Don't be scared. Help!
This way!
We'll never make it!
Fire. There's fire everywhere. What happened?
I told you we shouldn't have trusted these outsiders!
Ai, ai.
Why are you doing this? What did we do to deserve this? We welcomed you with our finest food and drink. Showed you the best our home has to offer. Gifted you cloth dyed by our own hands. And
Run! Save yourselves!
Captain, Zone 3 is clear and we have Zone 2.
Begin extermination. Remember the orders from upper command.
Rest assured, sir.
Mano,
We have
a
enough
música
munitions
do
to
jogo não tá
annihilate
legal
these
pra mim, não.
savages and
Good.
Hã?
The only ones who put up a
A
real
música
fight are
que
that
eu
man and his
achei,
wife,
eu tô ligado,
correct?
mano.
What's
É
their
que tem
status?
vários, aperta J, tu pode
We
escolher
shot the
quais
man in the
tem.
ankles and the wife
Não,
broke her wrist attempting to
simplesmente eu
fight
apertei
back.
J e não foi,
They won't be
entendeu?
doing
Só
much
tem
more
o
fighting.
único J
Hold
que é
up in their home for
do...
now.
Deve estar autocontrole então, deve estar outra.
To prevent them from making some kind
Qual
of
que é o
last
nome do
stand,
mod agora
we're
de
planning to clear out the other
Não
zones
lembro.
first so we can send a bigger squadron to surround
Ah,
them.
se pau não botei. O mod vai
Well,
mudar.
well.
Eu botei sim, não
Turns
sei
out some of these
agora.
Não, se tem o mod de música, provavelmente tem ele.
Now the threat these savages pose will be undeniable. Let them cling to what's left of their lives for a little longer. Once the other zones are cleared,
Pilote de equipe
I'll
não.
cut off their heads myself.
História, diversos Câmera de perspectiva, câmera cinematográfica. Ah, tem câmera cinematográfica. Nossa, essa aí é da hora, mano. Modo criativo. É. A música começa, não tem como.
Skirk,
Mexer
you're
muito nela.
right. Thank heavens.
E não tem como baixar a música dela também.
I'm so happy to see you, sweet girl. But you need to go. It isn't safe here. They'll be back any second.
What happened? You're bleeding a lot.
No geral, vou botar no link. Será que é bloco de música? Deve ser. É, bloco de música. Parou de tocar na hora. Eu dei um tapa no Pokémon. Nossa, tocar a música.
Run, Skirk! Run as far away as you can. Don't trust anyone. Your dad and we're not afraid to stare death in the face, but we need you to survive. My clever girl, so curious. You're already so brave. I know you're going to grow up to be such a positive light in this world.
Whenever you miss us, just play this song. Remember, life is a gift. Don't let darkness
tem a Garra de Céu. Máscara da Yargle.
Nossa, mano, que momento. Que momento, hein? Até mutei aqui no Discord. Nossa, mano. Até começou a tocar música que eu gosto bastante da skirk. Nossa, isso é muito triste.
Shut it! I said shut it or I'll make you. Fine. Have it your way.
Que bonitinho, ele tá cantando.
You're awake. I found a few clues while you were asleep, but it's only a start. Now, time for the second stage of your training. This time, the focus is elemental energy. Come find me when you're ready to begin.
Pô, muito triste a história dela. Não mostrou se ela é o que aconteceu, mas provavelmente ela fugiu.
Man, staying in the abyss feels so... No day and no night. It's like time hardly exists. If we weren't careful to keep track, it feels like we'd have no idea how long we've even been here. Well, except for the fact that Paimon still gets hungry like clockwork. You go do your training. Paimon's gonna grab a bite.
The way I see it, the pursuit of power is divided into 3 stages. The first is mastering the use of standard weapons. Next is learning the natural energy of Teyvat is, of course, elemental energy. But abyssal power, yes. My master, Sertologi, is a true expert in that area. After all, he was one of the group of 5 that infamously stole the all-encompassing power of the abyss. The elemental energy of Teyvat, on the other hand, is derived from the power of the light realm. These 2 forms of energy exist in direct opposition to each other. A keen observation, call it respecting local norms. The abyss stands in direct conflict with the will of this world. So, to make my life easier, I disguise my power to make it appear cryolike in nature. It's a technique I learned from some Conrian ruins, known as the 7 Shifting Serpent. If you ever change your mind about delving into abyssal power, I can teach it to you. So I've heard. You seem to have a knack for removing abyssal power. But is purification really what's going on there? Like I said, power does not simply disappear, Just thinking out loud. Let's focus on your elemental training. That's what's gonna help us at the situation. True growth comes from adversity, but only if you make the choice to pick yourself up again every time you fall. So, it's time to push yourself to the limit, and then use the power of Animo to clear the field as fast as you can.
Disappear!
Observe your surroundings. Look for things you can use to tilt the scales of success in your favor.
Windblade!
Use the power of Hydro to destroy the spikes. Faster. Don't give them a chance to strike you. You need to be quicker than you were in your dream. You can't afford another injury like that.
Water jet! Go! Go!
Quase acabando.
You need to understand what makes you special. The ability to wield elemental energy without a vision. It means your aspirations need no so be bold. Do not be afraid to Very good. It seems you've reached a deeper level of connection with the elements, long enough for you to lose yourself in your training. Get some rest. If you wish to master the elements at a fundamental level, you must see the...
Vamos lá, seguir o bichinho de novo.
What is the secret to power? Longing, hatred, self-preservation, the fear of losing those you love, the fear of watching your home burn. Fear is the source of evolution. It forces humanity to adapt to their environment and overcome hardship. It is in the process of prevailing
Solta
over our
log.
fears
Muita gente fala que esse
that
cara
we
é importante,
surpass
alguma coisa
first
assim.
ourselves and then the rest of the world. That fear is now part of you. It calls on you to evolve. And it is time to answer.
Ah, que triste.
Any minute spent missing home is a minute wasted. Practice your sword work instead. Do not make me tell you twice.
But, Master, I can barely lift the sword anymore. If I keep going, I feel like my wrist is going to break.
So it has not broken yet. Then pick up your sword and keep practicing until it breaks. I want to hear the cracking and splintering of bones.
Caralho, que mestre arrombado dela, velho. Foi mal pelo palavrão, chat, mas pô, nossa, mano, que desgraçada. Nossa, velho. Que desgraçada.
Good, Skirk. Once again, you survived. How do you feel?
Cold and pain.
These are signs that you are adapting to the abyss. Each time the flesh is torn and the spirit crushed, each time you claw back from the brink of death, you become stronger. I now understand why these people sought to destroy your homeland. Your potential goes beyond even what I could have anticipated. But you still have much to learn in your pursuit of strength. Your mind is rife with distractions.
Misericórdia? Ele não tava mostrando misericórdia? Mano, ele é muito arrombado então, velho. Meu Deus do céu.
You must learn to shut out all the pointless emotion.
Ah lá, ele ainda fala que ele tem que abandonar emoções. É por isso que ela não sorri nem nada, velho. Que desgraçada.
Get up, Skirk. Wipe the blood off your face. Cut away the rotten parts of your flesh. And mend what is...
Que desgraçado. Eu odeio ele agora.
Hopefully you got some good rest. Skirk said to tell you that she's ready to start the final stage of your training whenever you are. So, wanna head over now? Or...
A física do fogo tá funcionando, pelo visto.
From your training so far, you have gained better command of the sword, and more control over your elemental abilities. That's only part of it. Experience is the real teacher. Your journey, the friends you have made, the dangers you have faced. These have taught you more than I ever could. Now, it's time to focus on how you react under pressure. You must be able to think rationally, even in unpredictable combat situations. To simulate this, I'm going... Ready?
Ah, esqueci de colocar o VAR com tudo.
That defensive stance looks near unbreakable.
Ah, nem mostrou nada, achei que ia mostrar uma animação.
That reminds me. You still don't know what happened to her, do you?
Hey, no fair.
Nossa.
You think every opponent has the same moral code as you? You can denounce their deplorable methods all you want, but only if you live to tell the tale. The dead don't get to complain. Strong emotions will always arise in combat. Anxiety, anger, fear. But a true warrior is never at their whim. Only when you are free from the influence of emotion can you make the right choice, no matter
Você tá
the
se
situation.
descrevendo. Pois
How
é.
amusing. Almost sounds like you think you know me. But you don't. You can choose your own path. We are not the same. Let's begin. Try to use reason over emotion. Make the most rational and advantageous decision in any given moment. This is your final training session. Look alive. Same drill as before, but this time I'm going to interfere. Hold your focus.
Go! Water jet!
Eita caralho, que negócio. Ah, não tá tão difícil assim. O negócio pode dar uma certa em mim. Mas o tempo tá acabando. Então, quase pega em mim.
Water jet!
Ah, e tem no céu também. Ou não? Ah, é no céu também. Oh, droga. Não vai dar tempo. Eu não vi que tinha no céu também, velho. Que ódio. Tem que fazer tudo de novo. Eu achava que era só opcional. Assim que eu ver os próximos do céu, eu vou tentar acertar. Pronto, já foi 3.
Not bad. Better than I expected.
Boa, foi.
You're getting the hang of it. The first step to controlling your emotions.
Your mind is rife with distractions. From now on, you must learn to shut out all the pointless emotion. Crush the self that makes you weak.
Stop. Let's pause here. One look, and I can tell your mind has wandered. That's to be expected. There's a limit to how long a human being can concentrate on one thing. Staying calm and focused sounds simple in theory, but in practice, it's more demanding than sword work or... Get some rest. No point training further if you're already dead on your feet. Like I said at the beginning, the only goal of this training is for you to reach a point that you managed to push past your limits, which is a good start. You can be proud of them.
Ó, acabou? Tá no final. Ah, não, é só um baúzinho, mano. Um baúzinho assim de graça.
Warriors will train day and night to perfect their skills. But when the battle comes, their fate may be decided in a matter of minutes. One mistake, one moment of hesitation, and just like that, all their blood, sweat, and tears were for nothing. You need to push yourself to perfection, or you might not even live to regret it.
Skirk is amazing. She faced down that terrifying giant and cut its head clean off.
Carai.
She got hurt though, didn't she? I heard it was pretty bad.
Yeah, well, that's a given.
Bom.
But the moment she was on the mend, she got right back to practicing her sword work. I heard Master suffered a grave injury once too. Lost an arm and a leg and still came back stronger than ever. Skirk's becoming more like him by the day.
Incredible. I wonder if I'll ever reach their level. They're always so resolute, so unshakable.
Pathetic. You're not even trying. You're so much weaker than you think.
Skirk, have you become a positive light in this world?
Do you even remember how many of us perished in that fire? How many bodies were left to rot on the scorched earth? Yet you alone live on.
Keep your gaze fixed on your blade. You don't deserve to rest.
I have so many questions. I just want to jump in a spaceship, explore the whole universe, and get answers from the stars. I just need to wait till I'm grown up. Then I can do anything.
Now, you must bid farewell to who you were in the past and become someone stronger.
Run, Skirk, run! Only death awaits us here. Keep running, and don't ever look back.
Alice, carai, não esperava.
You need a new identity. Going around telling people you're from somewhere beyond the stars.
Alice tá conversando com a Skirk ainda, carai.
How about saying, as the Conrian saying goes, venturing out into the universe and down into the abyss are the same in that both are braving the dark unknown.
Well, I'm a visitor on this planet, so I'll follow the rules.
Quando ela chegou na Terra, que da hora.
Let me offer you a piece of advice in return, although it might not be what you want to hear. I know the pursuit of strength is important to you, but taking a moment for yourself every once in a while is never a bad idea. Ignore her existence for too long, and there will come a day when you can no longer hear her voice.
Pera, realmente da Skirk? A Skirk pensou nisso? Porque, mano, se for... Ou alguma coisa do tipo, sei lá, não sei.
You're awake! You must be starving, right? Ta-da! A barbecue feast just for you! Of course you are! That's why Skirk and Paimon got this all ready for you. Dig in! Before it gets cold. Ah, well, if you're around someone long enough, it's bound to happen. Plus, Skirk can cook. So, Paimon decided she can forget the whole Ice Queen thing. Paimon's not one to hold a grudge.
Here's an idea. Let's save the chit-chat until after the meal.
Okay, it's Paimon's turn.
Eita. A Paimon não vai ouvir as conversas agora.
First, your training is complete. You have what it takes to wield immense power. Now it's just a matter of putting it into practice. Second, I've located the culprit we've been searching for. next. You just need to retrieve the missing part of your soul, and our business will be concluded. When Ajax trained with me, he once told me he was bursting with questions. So I allowed him to ask me 3 of them before he left. You and I may never meet again, traveler. So if there's anything you want to ask me, now's your opportunity. Just like Ajax, I'll answer 3 of your questions. Okay, not the angle I was expecting. What makes you ask that? I knew that was a possible side effect. Closed off my mind to you for that exact reason. Even with the dream mirroring, you should have seen nothing but endless darkness. Whatever. Must have been a flaw in my execution. I shouldn't be too surprised. Due to some reason. Since you've seen what you've seen, there's no reason to hide the truth. All I ask is that you... No, I'm not from Teyvat. I'm from a different planet. And there was a time when I journeyed through the stars. A lot like you in some ways.
Isso, finalmente ele mencionou.
No.
Ele não é não?
In that respect.
Não, somos diferentes nesse aspecto. Você é influenciado o destino desse mundo, mas eu só estou de passagem. Ah, ela não é um descido então, ela não é uma descida. Entendi.
But this is not my home. And one day, I'll return to the vast unknown of space. To become stronger. For certain reasons, I need to bridge the power gap between me and my master as quickly as possible. But to do that, I need to follow in his footsteps. Walk the path he once walked. Okay.
You make it sound so easy. Ever since the incident I experienced, but it's been years now.
Well, you're allowed. Ajax. His situation is different than yours. Before you ever crossed paths with me, you'd already encountered many formidable people, studied their techniques, and developed. So during your training, all I had to do was build upon that foundation. But Ajax was so young when he came to me. Complete blank canvas. Children can't help but imitate their role models. In the long run, once Ajax has enough strength in his own right. Unlike you, I have no desire to establish a connection with the world. Wake up your companion. Oh, and everything.
Time to go. Oh, finally. Where are we headed?
Just follow me. I'll open an abyssal rift close to the culprit's location. It will take us to where he's hiding.
Bora pra lá.
Fearless.
Calma aí. E aí, Lipe? Eu só tô terminando a missão aqui da skirk aqui. E já vou abrir um mapa pra vocês. Pra mim também, obviamente.
Não, eu conheço o modpack, mano. É que eu tava vendo se esse modpack em si que eu... Ai, que espreguiçada boa.
Ó, o Lip tá aí também? Ô, louco.
Ele entrou no meu mapa aqui.
Ah, tá.
Aí eu liguei a LAN, né, pra quando eu tivesse no tab pra os bichos spawn, né? Aí ele acabou entrando.
Já vou avisar vocês toda vez que eu for abrir o server, eu vou avisar lá no canal de do Cobremon Mundo Eterno, alguma coisa assim. Deixa eu ver aqui. Qual é o nome mesmo? Ela tá ali embaixo. Ali, ó. Cobremon Mundo Eterno. Toda vez que eu for o server abrir, eu vou avisar lá, tá ligado?
Beleza.
Já volto. Não vi que era tão longe, meu Deus, se eu tivesse visto antes. Devia ter abrido o mapa, né?
Yes. If we enter from here, we'll be able to reach that place. You have some experience with abyssal domains by now.
Don't worry. Paimon's an expert at hiding behind other people for safety. Oh, but, that means you need to stay safe, traveler.
All right. Remember your training. Time.
Eita, bora.
Whoa! Look at all these spikes! Careful! Don't get hit! You know what? Paimon's just gonna float behind you. Come on, you got this! Paradigm shift! Merciless! Fearless! Into the void!
Hey, what are you two doing here? Dusty, like an abandoned house. Let's press on.
Ah, tá por aqui.
Merciless! Fearless! Oh, looks like this is a dead end. Did we make it to his hide? Ugh! This fog is making it impossible to see anything!
This should be the place where you were the missing part of your soul. Our opponent must have covered his...
Hold on! Look! The spikes are back!
Stay calm. Let's hold back a little. Give our enemy some wiggle room so we can see our enemy took part of your soul for.
Oh, a skirk tá com a skin dela agora. Skin não. A roupa dela quando muda, ela tava com um bagulho. Muito foda. Roupa preta lá. Legal que o viado a gente nem comentou sobre isso. Achei que era pra atacar. Pelo visto não. Eita porra. Olha que da hora, meu cutscene. Meu cutscene. Agora que eu... Aquela ficha, eu tava só vendo boiando, tá ligado? Muito foda. A skirk flutuando no ar. Oh, muito foda. Que da hora. Ei, que foda. Mano, é muito forte, velho. Olha que linda. É linda. Não. Acertou ela. Mas isso não vai parar ela. Ah, vai. Nem fodendo. Ah, velho, a gente cortou o bagulho dela. Aí sim. Cortou o bagulho que acertou ela. Que merda foi essa? Ah, aqui. Eu não sei o que foi isso, mas...
Traveler! Skirk! What happened? It looked like Skirk just got...
Coitado da skirk.
In the Guili Plains, you asked me why this enemy chose you as his target. Now, the answer is clear. It's not just the fact that your strength is impressive. It's also because of your ability to, as you put it, pure whatever that actually means. The fact is, that ability allowed him to do something that should have been completely impossible. Namely, break through my defenses and steal my power. No, he couldn't have known I'd come to his domain. He only stole your soul fragment because he knew the value of its power. I doubt he expected it to come in handy so soon. Call it fate if you want. In any case, it works to our advantage. Once I realized what he was using that power for, it gave Bog hope. Well, done gorging? Good. Time to answer some questions. How did you get the power of the all-devouring narwhal?
The all-devouring? Oh, of course!
I highly doubt you acquired that power through your own strength. Tell me I'm wrong. You're desperate enough to scour the land for god remains and whatever vestiges of power you can find. That alone proves you wouldn't be able to defeat a creature like that. Which leaves one possibility. You know my master, the Foul, Sertologi.
The Foul?
Eita.
Who dares call him Foul?
What's wrong? Bit off more power than you can chew? You're struggling to hold a basic conversation.
Just a little.
Look, it's back!
Those obsessed with power will let it devour them before abandoning their pursuit. Keep calm and use reason to decide the best course of action. Wise decision. Final victory doesn't always come after you've got your soul fragment back. Get us out of here, Traveler. You'll need to lead.
Skirk, is your shoulder gonna be okay?
The wound is minor. It'll heal in no time. You should focus on getting out of here.
Uh-oh! Falling spikes! Run!
Cê é louco.
with the all-devouring narwhal. Did you know that all along, Skirk?
I had my suspicions. That's why I decided to investigate in the first place. I no longer sense his presence. Can't have followed us out of weaklings like him will find that my power is not so easily controlled. He won't be leaving that place until he's managed to digest it. You seem surprised. I suppose that's fair. You've seen but a fraction of what that whale is capable of. That gaping maw could swallow a planet whole. It's called the all-devouring narwhal for a reason. Devouring is what it does best. It can extract power from anything, dead or alive, as long as it manages to make physical contact.
Carai.
Yeah. When we had our run-in with that thing, Roulette mentioned that it has an instant...
Your dragon friend recognized the nature of its abilities and used the power of Hydro to protect you. That worked because it was in a satiated state, so it was somewhat less aggressive than usual. It's a different story when it has no more power to feed off of. That's when its true voracious nature kicks in. It could devour everything on the planet in that state, which is why I cast it into that, but I hadn't counted on there being anyone left on this planet capable of wielding its power. Exactly. Told me, and I believe that brings our transaction.
No way! We can't leave now!
This isn't my first taste of failure or losing power. When you fall.
But what if that monster finds you before you're all better? Plus, how are you gonna get home? It's not like you can just go swoosh and open a door to the abyss again. Now, so, sticking with us for the time being doesn't sound so bad, does it?
Fair enough. Then take this.
What?
A bag of Mora. Nothing in this world is free. I know that much. I'll leave the planning to you. Hurry up and decide where to go. We shouldn't linger.
We should take Skirk somewhere she can rest. But where?
He'll know something about Master. I'm sure of it. Next time, I need to be ready.
Ah, agora ele comentou só, parece diferente, finalmente.
Oh, this. It's a star crystal suit. Abyssal energy is scarce in Teyvat. Wearing this helps me access it more freely. It stores concentrated abyssal energy that I can draw from on the go. When the energy runs out, it reverts back to its original form. Fine. It'll take time to recover my strength, of course. But adapting to situations like this is nothing new for me. Found somewhere to rest.
Pera aí, deixa eu comparar a roupa das duas. É, bem diferente. Tipo, aqui tem a roupa preta. Tipo, o detalhe preto ali. Aqui não tem o detalhe preto nela. O braço também. Não, o braço não muda. Aqui no meio da roupa muda também. Dá pra ver os detalhes diferentes. Mas dá pra ver que não muda tanta coisa. Enfim, vamos pra lá. Ah, o Baizu, verdade, ele pode curar ela. Facilmente. Você é louco, ela vai conhecer o Baizu. Mano, o Tartagre aparecendo do nada aí e descobrindo que depois ela não tava aí mais. Nossa.
Does she have a job or something? Wait, no. After what we saw at Wamin Restaurant, that seems impossible. Can you imagine? It would go something like... I'll be collecting my paycheck now, boss. Oh, sure thing. Wait, who are you? Have we met? Can't hold a job if you make everyone forget about you. So, what did you do to get all this Mora?
Claimed some buried treasure, took care of a few monsters that were causing trouble. Nothing untoward. It's safe to use.
You heard all that?
Paimon tem vida.
A sonorous voice like yours is hard to miss. I wouldn't be surprised if the sound of it traveled to the nearest mountaintop.
Then, did you by chance happen to hear Paimon's little, joke earlier?
Ela ouviu, com certeza.
You mean when you called me Frosty the Lavender?
Gelão de lavanda. De Paimon precisam melhorar. Ah, parece que sim.
No, sorry. Paimon totally misspoke just now. She didn't say that at all. It was, a Paimon lookalike. Yeah, she's a piece of work, that one. Always impersonating Paimon and giving people weird nicknames. Okay, fine. The truth is, Paimon didn't like you all that much at the start. But things are different now. You helped the Traveler in a big way, so... What do you say? Friends?
Que bonitinho.
I noticed there was only one bed. Go ahead and get some rest.
Wait, what about you?
I don't get tired, and I don't need rest. I'm going to practice my sword work. That should help me regain some strength.
But your shoulder... Hey, don't just leave! Whatever. Let her tire herself out. She'll come back eventually. Let's get some sleep, Traveler. That comfy bed is calling, Paimon.
Ah, skirk deveria descansar. É tão teimosa mesmo, se eu tentasse conversar a pegar leve, duvido que ela... Nossa, pior, né? Eu sabia que ela não estava bem.
Quiet.
Do you even remember how many of us perished in that fire? How many bodies were left to rot on the scorched earth? Yet you alone live on.
Keep your gaze fixed on your blade. You don't deserve to rest.
Run, Skirk. Run! Only death awaits us.
Getting an early night's sleep is the best. That bed was so... Wait, Skirk? Have you been sitting out here the whole night?
About 60%. Maybe 70.
Whoa! Paimon thought it would take at least a couple of days.
No, not fast enough. That's 20% less than last time. Same training regimen, same intensity. Nothing felt different, but somehow the outcome fell short. No, I think the problem's with me. I need to meditate for the next 2 days. Deep introspection should help me find the issue.
Ooh, sounds intense. We'll watch over you in the meantime, then.
Thanks. See you in 2 days.
Achei que o Baizu ia aparecer, mas não apareceu.
Skirk is still meditating,
O que ele ia fazer também, né? Procurar. Nem conseguiu fazer nada muito. Tipo, eu acho, né? Não sei.
Paimon can't think of anything we can do to help. Be right back.
Eita, autodomínio.
That's right. This is Skirk's inner world. Think of it as the threshold between the soul and your... This isn't your first time here, but what you remember is probably a space covered in darkness. I only managed to illuminate a small... Actually, it's my first time talking to someone like this. I only managed to break free and bring you here because the injury weakened her power. I guess that's why I can speak again, too. Call it fate, if you want. I think that's the word they use in this world for lucky coincidences like this, right? Now, before I take you to her, I gotta ask. You're the first outside visitor to ever come here, so what's your impression of this place? Oh, you noticed. This river represents Skirk's strength.
Eita.
Strength accumulates over time. It is the summation of a person's lived experience. So this river is where all the fragments of Skirk's life should converge into a single stream. But as you can see, this river has been severed numerous times. It's because Skirk doesn't like who she was in the past. And all she sees reflected in the river is a disgraceful shadow of who she was. She cuts through water and rock with the sword of reason, severs her connection with the past.
Nossa.
You must learn to shut out all the pointless emotion.
This isn't my first taste of failure or losing power. When you fall, you get back up again and become stronger. That's how it...
The answer to one mystery invites another question. Let's follow the river upstream. There among the cliffs, among the memories at...
Oh, quando ela chegou fez o desenho na areia. Na verdade ela não fez, ela viu o bagulho do Aether que ele fez. E a Paimon.
I've always thought that. Even when falling leaves don't come from the same tree, like meteors. You both made a journey through the stars. Both travelers who have landed on a planet that is not your home. Yet, when she first noticed your presence, Seems like you've answered your own question. Skirk sees herself as a trespasser in this world. She's made a conscious choice to avoid altering its path. Let's keep going. It's still a long way to the source of...
Now have what it takes to wield immense power. From this day forth, no one can become a worthy warrior through imitation alone. I have given you fangs and claws.
You wish me to travel the world beyond on my own, Master?
Indeed. Make new friends. Embark on your own journey. And piece together a new future from the shattered remnants of your past. We will still have contact through the Abyss. But know this. One day, I will take the life you worked so hard to rebuild and reduce it to
Então é assim que o
ashes.
log é, caralho.
Just like the fire that haunts your mind.
Why do you do that?
I have told you before. Fear is the catalyst for human evolution.
Nossa, eu odeio ele,
You
velho.
have tasted loss. You have known fear so deep it can be felt in the bones. But as living beings, we all have an instinct to detach from that which harms us. And thus pain dampens over time. And the acrid taste of fear becomes but a distant memory. Yet now, I have bestowed upon you the gift of fear eternal. It will drown you in the nightmare of your childhood, or it shall drive you to defeat me, whatever the cost.
That is what Skirk's master, the foul Sertology, looked like at one point in time. Of course,
Ah, ele pode mudar de
as
forma.
a higher being, he could appear as a beast, a human.
For certain reasons, I need to bridge the power gap between me and my master as quickly as possible. But first, I need to understand the source of his strength. To do that, I need to follow in his footsteps, walk the path he once walked, and somewhere along the way, I'll find out how to defeat him.
I'll let you in on a little secret. The real Sertology, the scope of his power is impossible to understand until you experience it firsthand. It is absolute. Shall we keep going?
Que bonitinho.
We've made it quite a ways already. This is Skirk, when she first began training under Sertology.
Aí. Eu vou tirar uma print. Ah, a musiquinha. Mano, eu vou tirar uma thumb disso aqui, velho. Calma aí. Deixa eu tirar aqui. Calma. Kit Discord. Só pra tirar uma thumb. Pronto. Voltei. Vou voltar pra lá. Ô, cacete. Calma, tá carregando. Essa vai ser a thumb, velho. Eu achei muito bonitinho, velho. Calma, eu vou voltar pra cá lá. Essa musiquinha, velho. Isso é louco. Pronto. Coloquei a thumb lá.
I have set your broken wrist. Tomorrow, you're to train twice as hard. No tears this time. Good. Attempting to garner sympathy through tears is a habit of the weak. A pitiful,
o rosto dela é muito, tipo, ela é muito fofinha, velho. O cabelinho, tá ligado? O olhinho. Achei que não ia mostrar ela, o passado dela. Foi meio triste ela vendo, tipo, machucada. Tudo por causa do seu Tarlog, velho. Que arrombado.
It has been too long since I fought a battle that demanded my full strength, and I hunger for it. Every so-called genius and prodigy I have faced has crumbled like sand underfoot. Before me, even fate bends the knee. So, I will teach you everything I know. Train you by whatever means necessary, in the hope that one day, you might surprise me.
But I don't want to draw my sword against you, Master.
What you want matters little. Among the boundless sea of stars, the cries of the weak are but faint murmurs that disappear into the void. You of all people know that well.
Yes, Master. From that day forward, all she knew was grueling. After some time, it was not that human emotion disappeared from her heart, but that reason came to dictate all she was allowed to feel.
Pelo menos ele salvou a Skirk, né? É isso. Pelo menos isso.
We're nearly there. I almost don't want to reach the end. Well, shall we? This...
É agora, né? Tá chegando ao fim. Oh, meu Deus. Que bonitinho.
What a simple and carefree time it was. Wisps of clouds dotted the sky. The sun bathed everything in golden light. And when song filled the air, not even the shyest of flowers could resist swaying along. This is Skirk's homeland. She was so curious about everything as a child, always skipping school to go exploring instead. There was so much to discover. The treasures at the bottom of the sea, the secrets beyond the stars. And that merchant ship packed with adults wearing those strange clothes. Yes,
the ship. That was the beginning of the end. It was a spaceship. When it arrived, the people that disembarked wore smiles on their faces and spoke of friendship. They claimed to be merchants from a neighboring planet, looking to establish trade. Skirk's parents, her relatives, her neighbors, everyone welcomed the newcomers with open arms and allowed them to explore the planet. To them, the visitors were guests and should be treated with hospitality. No one had any idea of what was to come. Several months later, an army of unknown origin arrived without warning and carried out a ruthless campaign to destroy everything and everyone on the planet. Skirk had skipped school that day, like so many times before, so she was not caught in the immediate wave of destruction. But when she came home that day, only fire and ruin awaited her. Countless people cried out to her for help. People she knew and loved. Friends and relatives. The little girl who lived next door. The shop owner with the bad leg. The bad-tempered teacher she had made fun of just that morning. Their lives were discarded like worthless trash as the fire consumed one life after another. Skirk was helpless. All she could do was run. And so she did. She kept running until an unexpected figure crossed her path.
Eu vou tirar outra. Que talvez eu bote essa aqui. Eu tô em dúvida de qual pra eu usar agora. Porque, pô, as duas que eu tirei aqui são muito boas. Essa aqui eu acho que dá um peso mais, tá ligado? Pra colocar tipo a triste história da skirk, jogando a triste história da skirk, tá ligado? É, eu acho que é assim que eu vou botar o título. Jogando. Não, jogando e lendo, sei lá, não sei, alguma coisa assim, eu vou botar. Bom, vocês vão ver, né? Não preciso nem comentar mais sobre como vai ser. Pronto. Continua uma figura inesperada. É muito triste, velho.
If Sertology hadn't been there in that moment, the fire would have claimed her life too. And there she would have remained, left to rot in the because she and her people were seen as a threat. As the initial merchant ship explored the planet, they discovered that it hadn't always had the condition to support life. Yet there was evidence of human activity, even during the periods of extreme heat or cold in the past. Further research revealed that, over time, people of this planet had evolved the ability to adapt to any type of environment or energy source. For that reason, the outsiders viewed them as a potential threat and decided to eliminate them before the threat. Senseless, isn't it? Deemed a threat. If those with power get to decide good and evil, then all you can trust in is the sword in your hand. And so, before death could claim her, no one wants to relive their most painful moments. Skirk is waiting over there. Let's go to her.
Mentira que ela tá ali.
It's time to fulfill my purpose. And my greatest wish over all the...
Qual o propósito do desejo? Queria saber agora. Minha skirk fazer alguma conexão com alguém, tipo alguma amizade. Ela não deixar de ser fria e voltar a ter sentimentos, essas coisas. Para ela voltar a ser feliz de novo.
So all this, just so you could bring him here.
I have things to say.
No.
Well, to me. I want someone to witness our reconciliation, even if it takes an argument to get there. And he's the best choice in this moment.
Essa reconciliação, mesmo que uma discussão seja necessária, antes que ele é melhor escolha nesse momento, então você deve ser. As emoções reprimidas dela, carai, dela que ela mantém confiada, infinitamente. Nossa.
Those discarded aspects of your past selves, they are a part of me now. I am who you used to be. Someone you have refused to face for too long. So, I came to face you instead.
You're wrong. I've faced you all along. And that's exactly why I keep you locked here. Your existence makes me weak. Moments of joy and longing are when we are most vulnerable. Don't forget, it was a penchant for goodness over reason that doomed our homeland in the first place. The vastness of the universe renders everything insignificant. Our feelings most of all.
Even so, learning from the mistakes of the past doesn't have to mean erasing everything. Strip yourself of your so-called weaknesses, emotions like kindness and empathy, and what makes you any different from the ruthless soldiers who slaughtered our people?
The difference is that I'm doing what is right, what is necessary. I allow you to exist, but with limited freedom. That is the greatest kindness I can offer. I have shouldered everything you couldn't carry. I rose above the numbness and emptiness, and it was cold, unfeeling reason that brought me this far. It made me who I am. It made me strong.
That is the problem. I want to shoulder those things together. On the grand scale of the entire universe, maybe our feelings are vanishingly small, but why should that mean they don't matter? Emotion gives warmth to the cold expanse of space. It gives meaning to the world around us. Think back to those nights of gazing at the stars, those afternoons of exploring the unknown. Think back and let them grant you peace. A brief respite from the pressure you put on yourself.
That isn't what we need.
It's exactly what we need. Aren't you curious about why recovering your strength has taken longer than normal this time?
Finally, we get to the important part. That is the only answer I came here to find.
Then look around. Look at your inner world. You cast aside your dreams and curiosity, and in doing so, you lost your original motivation. You severed all connection to who you used to be, so you can no longer draw strength from your past. Now, the only things driving you forward are fear and survivor's guilt. But these cannot take you far enough. And so, this river, the source of your strength, grows more polluted by the day.
Nossa.
And you think that means I should seek help from a weak little thing like you?
Thank you for saying that. I knew bringing you here would be the right choice. To be honest, I'm not here to argue with you. This isn't about who's right or wrong. And in fact, I agree that in order to make it through the wake of that tragedy, we had to distance ourselves from the pain through reason over emotion. But what is right at one point in time isn't always right forever. I know you will never forget that fire. I know the fact that you were the sole survivor fills you with guilt. And I know that among the voices that haunt you, mine is there too. Because deep down, you know that you didn't turn out to be the person you wanted to be. All those unfulfilled hopes are like knives to the heart. And I don't want you to hurt anymore. So even if you can't accept me, I hope, at least, that you can let go. I keep thinking, maybe it would be better if I had died. I wouldn't be haunted by that fire all the time. I wouldn't have to go on like this.
Your dad and I, we're not afraid to stare death in the face, but we need you to survive.
I'm sick of being a kid. There's so many amazing things out there. I'm ready to see them all.
I remember. There was a song Mom and Dad always sang when we went out to fetch water. Dancing water. Sand along your path is begging for your song and movement. Will you carry this burden with you on your journey? I am not the dancing water, and you are not the burdensome sand. But if this is your wish, then I will carry you with me until the end.
Thank you.
I should be thanking you.
Nossa, que cutscene bonita, viu? Não, essa cutscene tá muito linda.
Heed my words, Skirk. Let fear take root in your soul.
Did you survive? Why was it only you?
Skirk, did you become a positive light in this world?
Hey, this doesn't have to be the end. Life is a gift. Don't let darkness claim it.
Que lindo! Mano, essa cena é muito bonita, velho. Que é isso? Capricharam bastante na cutscene.
So, you saw my memories then. I once asked my master if survival of the strongest was the law of the universe. He said no. But in a world without order, those with no moral boundaries tend to be the ones who survive. That's why, after hearing his answer, an idea came to mind. An idea that, one day, I would create a new world order. One in which there would never be another tragedy like that fire. One in which power was not the law of the land, but means I must defeat him. Because my master, Sertologi, is, at the core, a defier of all rules and order. Yes, and not just because of the gap in our abilities, but also because I have no reason to see him as an enemy. Although his decision to train me was not made out of kindness, he did everything a master should. He saved my life, taught me the sword and the principles of strength, and for that, I respect him. I know, and it's not something I want, but Master never goes back on his word. I have to treat everything he says as a promise. He's no longer into that, but he sends me messages through the abyss every now and then. Most of them are simple greetings, or an answer to one of my questions. Every time I hear from him, my heart skips a beat. And I wonder if this is the moment where he'll finally appear before me and tear down everything I've built to pieces. Maybe that means I do live in eternal fear, just like he said. Yes, I respect him, but I'm also afraid of him. And for that reason, the pursuit of strength consumes every moment of my life. I don't know what Master has planned, but I have to be ready. Help me? Why? This isn't your fight.
O que que tem aqui? Ah, tem uma barreira.
Oh, you're finally awake! Honestly, Paimon was gone for like 2 seconds and then she comes back and finds you both unconscious? Oh, you scared Paimon half to death! You're both okay, right?
What does it look like? Only water from the source can cleanse the rot and filth that flows from the past into the future. I taught you to incorporate the experiences from your journey into how you fight. I suppose what happened today will become an inseparable part of who I am.
Okay, so Paimon feels like she's missing some important context. But whatever. Paimon brought back tons of delicious snacks. Let's dig in.
All right. It's about time we finished what we started.
We're gonna deal with this thief for good, right?
This time, I'm not going to tell you to hold back. But having digested even more power in the meantime, he's going to be tougher than before. The good news is, we have no reason to pull our punches this time. So, let's go.
Ah tá, é longe. Ainda bem que eu ouvi, dessa vez eu vi. Abriu o mapa. É o mesmo local. Praticamente, eu acho. Ou não. Na verdade, acho que é sim. É praticamente o mesmo local. É ele.
Wait, isn't that the form the all-devouring narwhal changed into?
Ah tá, ela transformou na antiga aparência do Sotalog. Ô louco, ela tá com bagulho de batalha. É, faz sentido, né? Já que ela fica assim mesmo. Quando fica com a espada. Na verdade, quando fica as duas, eu não sei agora, na verdade.
Really? So, you're telling Paimon that giant whale and this guy can both turn into the fowl?
It's a subconscious instinct. Any intelligent being who longs for his level of strength is bound to mimic his appearance. It's a natural response after encountering someone as powerful as Master. To them, he represents ultimate power. We know the person before us has encountered Master, and we know he stole a portion of my power. So...
Okay. Oh, the closer Paimon looks, the more intimidating it gets. Nervalette isn't here this time, so it's up to us. He won't have the nerve to steal again after we're done with him. Let's teach this guy a lesson.
Boss novo semanal. Imaginei que ia ter. Ou não sei agora na verdade. Não é boss semanal não. Paranoia. Lembrei que não tem. É só um boss normal não. Ô caralho. Espera o... Agora sim. Ah, mentira que ele desviou. Não, ele tinha ido pro outro canto, na verdade. Eu vou encher a ult dela um pouquinho, vai. Nossa, quase matou. Se tivesse enchido full, talvez mataria, hein? Quase, hein?
Mine to wield.
Morreu. Ó, cutscene. Muito foda. Nossa, que lindo os dois lutando juntos. Ah, ia estar com voz do viajante. Que foda, mas né, tá sendo dublagem. Mas é da skirk pelo menos. Então, isso é isso que importa. Carai, que foda.
Well then, let's see how much more of this power you can handle.
É, pegou a espada do viajante. Que foda! Ela pegou a espada do viajante que ele mandou e usou pra atacar ele. Que foda! Mano, nossa. Cinema, tá? Cinema. Nossa senhora. Caralho, que foda.
Well, have you come to your senses?
You saw that my body was at its limit. So, you deliberately channeled your power into me, knowing that it would destroy my shell from within. Such power, such keen battle instincts. So, you must be...
Skirk, Sertologi's disciple.
How long has it been? How long has he been away from Tevat?
Hundreds of years.
Hundreds? Sorry. It's a lot to take in. I should introduce myself. I am Skofnungar, a friend of your master and one of his followers. This is the first time I've heard your name, Skirk. But hundreds of years ago, I knew you existed. And I knew you would come here.
Hundreds of years ago?
Sounds like you and Master have quite the history. Care to tell us about it?
Of course. Might as well take advantage of a clear head while I can. The story starts a long, long time ago. I was born into a noble family in Conria. As the eldest son, I was set to inherit our title. But I contracted an incurable illness as a child, and everyone gave up on me. I trained the sword harder than anyone else, defeated all of my peers. But it was all in vain. When other people looked at me, all I saw in their eyes was pity, or a strange glee in my misfortune. Even my parents were just waiting for me to die. Over time, my heart hardened, and I became aimless. That was the point where I met your master, Sertologi. We were similar in age, but different in background. He was born in prison, the son of criminals who had been sentenced to death. He spent his childhood wandering the streets, facing more criticism than the literary works in the Universitas Magistrorum. Yet, he always wore a smile on his face, as if kindness and malice were one and the same, and he could not see the difference. I still remember what he said to me when we first met. You need to fight to survive. Even if it's a losing battle, it should light a fire under you. How can you sit back like this and go down without a fight?
That does sound like something you would say.
He was the first to acknowledge that I was worth something, and he inspired me to keep going. When we sparred together, it was the first time I'd actually felt the thrill of combat. When I was 10, he stole forbidden research materials and managed to cure my illness. It was like there was nothing in this world he couldn't accomplish. When it came to the human form, he was always intent on pushing the boundaries of possibility. But Somewhere along the way, I fell behind. My talents were nothing compared to his. And at some point, I realized he had pulled so far ahead, I was too embarrassed to even ask him to spar. After his grand endeavor was successful, he sought me out and said to me,
"This planet no longer holds anything of interest to me, so I'm leaving. But first, I have an offer. I can use a power I have just refined to break the curse of immortality for you. Your death was once what we worked so hard to prevent. But the immortality you now face is a different kind of pain altogether."
I'll pass. Immortality doesn't sound so bad to me. Since I can't die, it means I have an infinite amount of time to get stronger. Maybe I'll finally catch up to you one day, and we can spar like we used to.
Are you sure? I cannot say when I will return. Your body, or rather, your soul, might not be able to withstand this curse.
All I can do is try. After all, a wise man once told me, people need to fight for their own survival.
Wise indeed. Nevertheless, if you grow weary of the pain of immortality, and wish to experience a good sparring match before you wither away, seek out my disciple.
Disciple? Never thought I'd hear that word coming from you.
Nor I. But Vedifenir said I was destined to find a disciple out there in the universe, and bring her to Tibet. You know as well as I, Vedifenir's prophecies are never wrong.
Well, now I'm curious about who this disciple of yours will be.
All Vedifenir said was that one day, the stars shall bow in her honor.
Sounds pretty impressive.
Of course. Only the most outstanding people would have the right to become my disciple.
Still self-assured as ever, I see. But you're not wrong.
I'll be leaving then. Oh, and if you were serious about getting stronger, I left you a little gift in the primordial sea. As I've said before, walk whatever path you want. Freedom means even the wicked get to make their own choices.
Waiting for me in the primordial sea was the all-devouring narwhal, already beaten into submission by Sertologi. In its weakened state, I was able to cut off part of its flesh and sew it into my own heart.
Your heart? That sounds like torture. How did you even survive that?
Because, of course, I bear the curse of immortality.
So, you used the curse to turn yourself into a vessel for power. Even with that whale's ability, devouring power like that is not something the human body can withstand. With your body and soul constantly at the breaking point, it was the curse of immortality that sustained you. But that is not the path to strength. You have to pour your heart into it, work for it, dream of it. Instead, you stole something that didn't belong to you, and it backfired.
You're right. I should have known better, but I had already pushed myself to my limits, and he was still miles ahead of me. So I had to take a leap of faith. I miss your master. I miss the days when we were all together, troublemakers without a home. I don't regret the choice I made. But if you'll allow it, I do want to apologize. To both of you.
After the beating we just gave you, I think we can call it even.
You're an interesting one as well. Sertologi's disciple. That's a lot to live up to. It can't have been an easy experience. I know what he's like. He rules with an iron fist, using despair and fear to force you to catch up to him, all the while standing ever out of reach. We're like mountain climbers in the dark, never knowing how much higher we have to climb, or when we will see the sun again.
True. But I made up my mind long ago. No matter how dark it gets, I will not give in to despair. I will overcome it. Besides, after hearing your story, I suspect what Master really wants is not a battle that demands his full strength, but rather a defeat without regrets.
Oh?
Since you're his friend, you must have some things in common. The first time we came here, when you stabbed me through the fog and stole my power, I felt no emotion coming from that spike. But when you had to devote all your strength fighting me just now, I could feel joy and passion emanating from your blade. It was the joy of a researcher discovering the truth of the world. The joy of an artist uncovering a temple of wonders.
Interesting. I'm certain I didn't express those emotions outright. Yet you were able to read them from my blade, like a glimpse into my inner world. You're right. That battle brought me an unbridled sense of joy, and my defeat brings me no regret whatsoever.
Exactly. I think Master also craves a battle like that. One where his opponent forces him to use all his strength, unlock the extent of his potential, and transcend his own limits. A battle to end all battles. After which, all can come to an end, including, perhaps, his life. For that very reason, good and evil are meaningless to him. He has one purpose, one goal: to complete himself. It's one of the secrets to his strength.
Perhaps you're right. Perhaps that is his call. What a battle that would be. Oh, to witness such a...
Are you okay?
Too many different kinds of power are surging through my body. The curse of immortality allows it all to coexist, but it does not remove the pain. I won't be able to hold on to my sanity for much longer. What a shame. I would have loved to witness that battle. Sertologi once offered to free me from this curse. Now, I must ask that of you, Skirk. Can you release me from the pain?
I can, but not through death, if that's what you were hoping for. It's not a suitable punishment for your crime. As an alternative, I can take your consciousness, along with all the power you've consumed, and smash it to pieces. The impurities will dissipate, and under the curse of immortality, your mind and body will regenerate. When that process is complete, you will be back to who you were before, no longer tortured by powers you can't control. But it will be a time-consuming and painful process. The decision is yours to make.
I accept. And who knows? Perhaps I'll wake up in time to witness your great battle with Sertologi. I have faith that you'll be able to stand against him one day. Though I know it'll be a long and arduous road. If we are climbers in the dark, it appears the dawn has finally broken for me. But your ascent continues. you are not alone on your journey.
I will reach the top of this mountain, no matter what it takes. And you, Skirk, will be my witness at the end of all things.
It's finally over. Let's get out of here.
Carai, apertei sem querer.
At least we don't have to make a mad dash for the exit like last time.
Não mostrou nada. É uma pena, mas faz parte.
Been a few days, but it feels like forever. Once again, we've proved there's nothing we can't overcome. Wow, you sound even more confident than usual. Guess you really have become stronger. Today sure went by fast. It's night already. Oh wait, that reminds Paimon. The stars you mentioned.
Yes. The power Skirk stole has been returned. So, the stars have regained their light.
Great! Huh, it's crazy that you even noticed their light was gone. There are so many stars in the sky. If a few disappeared, Paimon definitely wouldn't be able to tell.
I suppose it's because I have gazed upon this sky for centuries. The false stars, hanging in the meticulously planned sky, glittering with rot. It's not real. And yet, it is for that very reason that I can look upon it and enjoy the momentary peace it brings. Even the most beautiful of bubbles has to burst. We will return to the real universe. Time marches ever forward. Even the innocent and naive will taste life's bitterness. Though we gaze upon a false sky, its vastness and majesty is palpable. One can only wonder, what is it going to take for kindness to reign supreme in the...
Ugh, this is all going over Paimon's head. But if she knows one thing, it's that the traveler always finds a way. Ever since we met, he has filled Paimon's days with happiness. No matter how tough things get, if it's too big a job for one person, then he'll do it with two. And if two's still not enough, then three. We've met so many amazing friends, and accomplished so many amazing things. As long as we don't give up, we can make any wish come true.
I suppose when it comes to you, anything is possible. Well, I should be going. Now that my power is no longer isolated from my emotions, I need more practice to get used to it.
Aí, ela tá voltando a ser o que era.
I suppose fate will decide. Maybe we'll bump into each other on the street. Or maybe we'll reunite on a different planet entirely. Regardless, reunions and partings are but passing moments. More than anything, I hope that, at the end of this journey, wherever it takes us, we stand in a world reborn. One without war, pain, or forced partings. One where new life can bloom, even where there was once nothing but scorched earth. For this, we must all work to become stronger. If that's what you want to call me, I won't object.
Que bonitinha. Ah, achei que ela sorri pro viajante, pelo menos dá um sorriso pra ele, tá ligado? Mas não.
Nicer than before. We definitely count as friends after all that, don't you think? Hey, what do you think about camping here tonight? There's nothing quite like sleeping under the stars. Come tomorrow, we can continue our journey.
Acabou. É, acabou. Gostei. Eu dou nota 10 pra missão. Eu gostei bastante. Foi emocionante. Não foi tipo tudo a ver com... Oh, então realmente a gente ganha o negócio dela de tocar música. Eu achava que era algum mod ou que era só com ela, exclusiva dela, tá ligado? Ah, porque eu não tinha testado. Nossa, a gente ganha. Nossa, que foda. Deixa esse... Não, tem que substituir o certo, né? Vou substituir esse aqui. Pronto. Bom, é foda, né? Aqui eu substituo a bolsa de comida. Pronto. Ó, que bonita. Use notas de acorde para tocar acordes rapidamente na euforia. Aqui. Ah. Mano, eu vou aprender a tocar a música dela com esse negocinho, velho. Eu vou. Pode crer que eu vou. Em algum momento. Pegar as gemas aqui. E dar o tiro pra ver se eu finalmente pego essa C1. Meu Deus do céu, eu não aguento mais. O pitch tá muito alto. Não vem, velho. Vamos ver. É, não vem. Mas que desgraça, hein? Amanhã então, talvez. Vocês falam, mas não vai dar, pouco tempo. Dá, né? Porque eu ainda tenho mais missão pra fazer. Sim, ainda tenho mais missão. Lendária. Aqui, ó. Missão lendária. Eu tenho da Skirk e da Mizuki ainda. A Mizuki provavelmente eu não vou gravar. Mas a Skirk talvez eu grave, com certeza. Enfim, chat, é isso aí. Espero que tenham gostado do eu ia falar da live, do vídeo. Demorou, mas terminei. Até o próximo vídeo ou live.